Teach your kids how to think, not what to think. 1. Teach mental models. Mental models are tools for your mind. Inversion. Looking at a problem from the opposite perspective or considering the opposite of what you want to achieve. Incentives. Motivations or rewards that influence human behavior, often driving certain actions or decisions. First principles. Breaking down complex problems or ideas into fundamental components to understand and build solutions from the ground up. Feynman technique. Explaining a concept in simple terms as if teaching it to someone else, which aids in deepening understanding and identifying knowledge gaps. The more tools you have, the more problems you solve. 2. Teach emotional intelligence. Love, a deep and intense feeling of affection, care, and emotional attachment towards someone or something. Sympathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person, especially in times of sorrow, suffering, or difficulty. Politeness, showing courteous and respectful behavior towards others, adhering to social conventions and manners. Compassion, a strong feeling of empathy and concern for the suffering and well-being of others, often leading to a desire to help or alleviate their pain. Empathy helps you think from the other perspective, giving you a better understanding of life. 3. How to make a decision. Factor in incentives, pros and cons, goals and values. Game theory. 40% knowledge is enough for action. 4. Teach how to write. Writing will clarify your thinking and give you creative ideas. To be a good writer, read and write a lot. The pen is mightier than the sword. 5. Teach money basics. Leverage, the strategic use of borrowed resources or advantages to enhance the potential outcome or impact of a particular action or investment. Incentives, rewards, benefits, or motivations provided to encourage specific behaviors or actions from individuals or entities. Trade-offs, the sacrifices or compromises made when choosing one option over another, as each option typically has its own set of advantages and disadvantages. Supply and demand, the fundamental economic concept where the availability, supply, and desired demand for a product or service interact to determine its price in the market. A message of prosperity, not scarcity. A good relationship with money is created in childhood. 6. Teach philosophical razors. Razors help you shave off unnecessary problems. Here's a few good ones. Rice's razor. As a principle of parsimony, conversational implications are to be preferred over semantic context for linguistic explanations. Hume's razor. If the cause attributed to any effect is not enough to fully explain it, we must reject the cause or add to it qualities which give a fair proportion to the effect. Popper's razor. For a statement, hypothesis, or theory to be considered scientific, it must be falsifiable. That is, it must be possible to disprove or refute it. Occam's razor. Choose the simplest explanation or solution with the fewest assumptions when faced with multiple options. 7. Teach philosophical values. Teach logic, ethics, history. Strong values will lead to purpose and emotional intelligence, and it's okay to stand against the crowd if you are doing the right thing. 8. Teach cognitive biases. Biases cloud your judgment and slow down thinking. Learn these. Anchoring bias. The tendency to rely heavily on the first piece of information encountered the anchor when making judgments or decisions, even if it's irrelevant or insufficient. The self-serving bias. The tendency to attribute one's successes to internal factors, for example, skills, abilities, while blaming external factors, for example, luck, circumstances, for failures, thus protecting one's self-esteem. Availability bias. The tendency to overestimate the likelihood of events based on how easily or vividly they come to mind, often influenced by recent or memorable experiences. Halo effect. The cognitive bias, where a positive or negative trait of a person, product, or brand influences the perception of their other qualities, leading to a skewed overall judgment. Confirmation bias. The tendency to favor information that confirms pre-existing beliefs or hypotheses, while ignoring or discounting contradictory evidence, reinforcing existing views. 9. How to find good information. You live in an age of abundant information. It's important to know how to find good, relevant information. Primary source. Where is the information from? Is it written with emotion or bias? 10. Spark curiosity. Why? What do you think? What is your prediction? Active learning creates curiosity, which helps with adaptability and problem solving.